Okay, somebody's where he doesn't belong, and I got to figure out what the malfunction is. Can't see, the sun's in my eyes. I forgot to put my hat on when I come outside. Well, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not finding the spot. I can hear it popping, but that's right there. That's laying. Looks like maybe he just got through it somehow. You know, I was reading a post on Facebook. Somebody had posted that they wanted to know the truth about electric fence, or wanted to know about it. They didn't know anything. So yeah, I can't see where this guy got through there unless he just ran between them right along here somewhere or over there. But like I said, I don't know. I can see where they could have got, where Well Done could have gotten out. She's got some dirt, mud over her fence. He may have jumped this right here. I don't know. I've seen him jump, and he can do that. But, get over here and fix this spot right there. The fence is working. I can hear it popping pretty good. There we go. This weed off of here. All right, well, like I said, the only thing I can think of is he jumped over right here somewhere. I'll get the number one farmhand's professional opinion. We got that bottom line way too low. Now, it was probably just right when we started. As you can see, they piled up a bunch of dirt there. So we got to figure out how to get him back over on this side of the fence, not that side. He knows the fence is hot. Are you coming back across? You're going to show us how you did that? Like I said, I don't know how I got over there. Must have got out somewhere else, but I don't see any other spots that are down or broken or anything. So, okay, like I said, I'm not seeing any place else. I think he jumped over right there. That's my guess. But now we got to figure out how we're going to get him back. Alrighty. Yeah, hold on. Alright. We figured it out, we think. I think we had this too low and he just jumped over it. Probably need to go around here and check some of these other spots. I have heard, like I said, I've seen him jump over things before, but I've heard that Berkshires have a tendency to do that. So, raise this up a little bit. Maybe that'll slow him down some. See if I can fix this post here a little bit. There, that tightened that fence up a little bit. That's one thing about this setup. It's usually pretty easy to adjust and fix. So, okay. As I was saying before I got myself distracted, somebody was saying on Facebook that they were told that you needed a 6 joule output fence charger. And of course, people were all over that. Uh, it's funny the ideas people get. I mean, 6 joules would probably do the job without a doubt, but you just don't need that much. I mean, if to go with my kind of theme for yesterday, you know, if you're just starting out, a 6 joule fence charger is about $500, I think, or more. I have the one that this pin that I was just in is hooked to. There's actually 3 pins on the one charger. It's the feeders, Well Done, and Buddy Love up there. I don't know if you can see, but there's 3 pins here. And they're all run off of one charger. And it's an AC charger. It plugs into the wall. I mean, I don't have a wall real close to plug it in. I got extension cords strung out, which is not ideal, but it's a 1.3 joule, I think. I don't know. I'll be up here in a little bit. Show it to you. There it is. A 30-mile electric fence controller, 1.2 output joules. It's just the Tractor Supply brand, and it works. I mean, these guys, they don't like to get close to it. And hold on, I gotta get this plugged back in. Well, okay, here we go. Yeah, that's it. I think that was like $130. It's probably more than that now. But it works. Now this other one I have 4. One I just showed you. And this one over here is the same brand, but it's a solar. Walk over here and show it to you. Now, I've mentioned this before in other videos. The problem with these solar powered chargers is that at some point you have to shut them off and just let them charge. But other than that, I don't have a problem with them. See, and this one here is an 18-mile 2 output joule. 0.2 outputs. Yeah. 0.2 joules of output. And that's what keeps my big pigs in. You know, Deuce. I don't know if you can see him up there, but yeah. Deuce is a big boy. Boss Hog's big. Freckles is big. They're all big in this pen. They don't like that fence. It may only be 0.2 joules. They don't like it. They don't get close to it. I've heard them squeal when they touch it and it not be on. They're trained. Now, having said that, they will still get out. I mean, you just saw that we had Buddy Love out, and that's the hottest charger we've got, that 1.2 joules. I'll check my others as I go here, but I got one on the front porch. It's a Harmac, and I like it. Had a wire break on it on the inside, and I've got to get a connection soldered back on it. So it's not in service right now. Okay, this is another one of my solar chargers. This is from Premier One. I use this on this poultry netting, but I have had it hooked up out there to the big pen, and it's got 0.75 joules. So, you know, and they didn't like it either. So it worked pretty good. You know, just if you're going to run pigs or probably anything on electric fence, I would suggest probably to err on the high side of the joules. But like I said, just saying, you know, I've got a variety of chargers, and only one of them is over a joule. Let me check this other one up here if I can figure it out. It's in pieces because I got to get that wire fixed. But anyway, it's been a pretty good charger. It just, like I said, on these solar chargers, you have to give them a break in the wintertime because they'll run down. I don't know whether it's just not enough hours of daylight or what, but anyway. Okay, well, that's upside down. Let's try this way. I don't know why that's that way. I don't know. Anyway, I think this is right side up. This one's a herdsman, but it's made by yeah, right there, Parmac. Yeah, made in USA by Parmac, and it's pretty good. 12-volt battery. You know, you got a solar panel that charges it up, and it puts out. It'll put out a little more than. It'll put out more than 10 kilovolts. I know that. It's got a 30-mile range, and it works pretty good. I don't know what the joules are on that one. But 10 kilovolts is pretty hot. Yeah, you know, that's a kilo's what, like 10,000 or something? I don't know. But y'all can do the math. Like I said, you don't need, for pigs, a real heavy-duty, high-powered fence charger. The trick is to get them trained young, if at all possible. And, you know, doesn't matter. You know, where does a 600-pound pig want to go? Or go wherever it wants to. My dad, and now this is back in the 70s, so the technology's a little different now, but my dad had one that plugged in. There wasn't any solar chargers back then. So it plugged into the wall. And I'm sure that he kind of cheaped out on the wire. Bought like a, I don't know, lightest gauge wire that he could get. But then again, maybe not. That may have been all there was. I don't know. I should have been paying attention. So, you know, any of you kids that are watching, you know, and you're still at home and your folks are doing stuff, pay attention to what they're doing and learn about it, because it'll give you a head start on things. That's what I tried to tell all the kids here, and is, you know, they get mad because they had to work and do chores. Opal, quit. What, dog? She wants to play all the time. She's still just a puppy. But anyway, I told the kids, you know, they'd be complaining about having to do their chores and help me do other bigger projects. I said, well, you know, I'm giving you an advantage. I'm trying to teach you how to work. Because I've seen so many young people come into the workforce, you know, that don't have a clue how to work. You would think that is basic stuff. But it's not. You know, some of them turned out pretty good. Some of them, you know, they just didn't last. They didn't make it. I mean, Eagle Pitcher, when I worked there, Yeah, it's the first time I've said their name. That was an easy job. Not very physical at all. It could get pretty tedious at times, but those people didn't know how to focus on the job and get it done. Crazy. But anyway, just heard one of the pigs get hit by the fence. Watching the #1 farmhand run into the house. All right, well, I don't know what's going on here, whether I've recorded all this upside down or what. Okay, well, I fixed my issue, I hope. Anyway, like I said, if you're just starting out with pigs, everybody's got their idea how things are supposed to be. And if I had my, well, no, I was going to say if I had my druthers, I'd go with, 2 or 3 strands, a high tensile strength, 6 joules of power going through it, enough that they'd learn real quick not to mess with it. But that's not really true. The convenience of those step-in posts that I use, now they break real easy. I know people that don't like them because they break easy, which, I understand that. To each their own. It worked for me pretty good. They do break easy. And that polywire, I hear people complaining about polywire, and I've got no big problems with it. If your pigs don't respect your fence, then they're going to break the polywire, and they're not really going to give you a break. You can see they're going to break those little stainless steel filaments in there, that little stainless steel wire that runs through it. But everything's got its drawback. But I can take my step-in post and my polywire and my solar chargers, and I can move them anywhere. I don't have to have electricity, and it takes a lot less time. We were trying to move these pigs with T-posts, and it was crazy. And then I found these step-in posts, and they work for me. They're not perfect, but until I can get a step-in post that, a 600-pound pig can run through the wire and not break, the little ears, I don't know, the little clips that hold the wire to the post, or break a post. I've had them run through it and break the post. But until they make one tough enough for that, I'll stick with these. It's easy to move, easy to fix. Sometimes it's a little frustrating to find a break, but when you do, you just cut it and cut the piece out that don't work and tie it back together, and it works just fine. I know, can't think of his name, but Chuck Lewis at Sheraton Park Farms likes the polywire, but he likes to make his own his own post out of rebar. And that's what he likes. That's what works for him. And Troy McClung at Red Tool House Garage, or Red Tool House, on YouTube. He has the Pastured Pig podcast and the Pastured Pig website, and he's all kinds of social activity. He does something different. I think he likes to use 14 gauge wire with his chargers. And I'm thinking, of course, he's in the hills of West Virginia, so I'm thinking he uses plug-in chargers. He just runs wire over a long distance sometimes. So find what works for you. But anyway, back when I was a kid, Dad had a thin wire, and it would break pretty easy. And those old chargers, seemed you got an electrical storm, they'd quit working. And Dad swore them down, them pigs could smell when that fence wasn't working. I think he was right, because they wouldn't go near it when it was working. They wouldn't challenge it. But day after storm, we'd have pigs out. So anyway, just, adventures in the raising of pigs. It's an adventure, trust me. If you're going to raise them on pasture. Now, if you're going to do a little bitty confinement, yeah, it's still an adventure. So anyway, I'm going to leave y'all with that, because it's getting a little chilly out here now. As you can see, I forgot my hat. Got the crazy hair. So let's look out for each other. Let's help each other when we can. Let's all pray. Lord, it's getting crazy out there. Catch you later.